Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and the community map project is back in Battlefield 4 CTE as you can see. Um, and I'm recording this for anyone that doesn't necessarily have access to CTE or just wants to see the map, without downloading the Battlefield 4 CTE. Now, if you remember, it was temporarily stopped by DICE. All the servers running the community map were switched to the Battlefield 2 map, which is the Dragon Valley map. And, well, it ran for 2 weeks, and, well, they showed us what they were working on for the past, couple of few months. And I assume it was done for Battlefield 2's 10th anniversary. And, well, you can, if you remember that video or if you played that map, it's freaking awesome map, and, it looks good as ever. The battlefields on this one, I mean, they are not to be underestimated. Even the freaking bridges are repairable. The only thing missing here is maybe the pipeline, but I'm very much hoping that DICE will add this thing in later as they go on with this map. But as the 2 weeks are up, the CTE servers were switched again back to the community map, and now the jungle map, which has no official name yet, is back with a vengeance. And, it's got some updates and it looks very good, as you can see, and it looks much more gritty. The feel of the dirt is just literally dripping out of the screen, and the textures obviously got an upgrade. The ground, the grass, the leaves, the trees, all that stuff. The tempo is still, most of the tempo still has placeholder textures, but as you can see, the back of the tempo is already textured and looks pretty amazing. The tempo itself was moved back into the waterfall a little bit so that the water now flows outside the tempo, unlike in the previous builds where it fell right into the center of the tempo, making the tempo itself much easier to see when you're in it behind the waterfall, because it used to be a lot of water splashing in your eyes, literally, creating mist and water droplets everywhere. You couldn't see shit. And, well, the update before this one saw the stairs replaced with the ladders, and, wait, reverse that, ladders replaced with the stairs leading out of the water, but these seem to still have some bad collision models where you can't actually go up them very well, and I had a few tense moments where I thought I was gonna get shot up in the water. The water level in the tunnels got tweaked a little bit, the ground levels rather, not the water levels, and outside the tempo, so that you can sometimes switch to your primary and not have to swim with a pistol. And I surprised a few enemy guys with that myself as I shot them up, so I would like to, toot my own horn. A lot of small buildings have been added and textured. Most of these are destructible shacks, which are, completely unsafe to hide in. So, most of these are kind of made out of sheet metal so that you can shoot right through them, and kill anyone inside. And one tank round just takes care of the whole thing, and anyone unlucky enough to be hiding inside. Now, the plantation area has gotten a lot more industrial in scale, and there have been a few additions to it. Actually, this, I don't know what you call it, warehouse, I guess, it reminds me a lot of Panama Canal and Bad Company 2. I don't know if anyone else sees it this way, but that was one of my favorite maps ever. I remember I always got a ton of kills, tank kills with my AT mines. It was just So freaking awesome to play that map. The armor also saw a bit of balancing. Now there is no tanks for either team, only IFVs. Um, Instead, the only one tank on this map spawns at Chugly flag, so both teams have to fight over the ownership of said tank, like a kid that they are trying to divide custody of. And I think this is actually a pretty good decision since the addition of foliage and so many trees and bushes on this map, hence the jungle theme. It became a close quarter clusterfuck with the infantry popping out from behind every bush. So often you're gonna have Vietnam flashbacks. So because fighting infantry isn't a thing with the tank, you just simply can't get enough shots off to get everyone off. All the engineers sporting RPGs off you in a hurry, you get IFVs, and I think this decision makes sense. And so the instant you hear on the intercom we've lost Charlie, you know they are going to be bombing around in the tank pretty soon. And so, you should make it your mission to, make a beeline for that flag and take the tank back. And an interesting side effect of this game decision came about where you now see a lot more use of the AT mines and slams on this map. My poor slams, which were nerfed into oblivion in one of the more recent patches in the vanilla game, and man, I just still have nightmares because DICE nerfed the slams. Because they were my favorite tool of the engineer. I love to kill tanks with them, and now they're all but useless. Well, you still get a transport chopper on both teams with the miniguns though, and man, are those things annoying. They can put down just so much firepower, and you get a good pilot in that thing who knows how to fly defensively. You can clean up half the team easily, before the night is done. The new, or rather old, feature is swaying foliage, as you can see, which was just released into this build of the map. It basically means that the grass and things will sway around as you move through it, and this is a good way to spot enemies. If you see someone, if you don't know that someone is prone in the grass, you can see the grass moving. There's probably a guy hiding there. And as explained when Naval Strike DOC came about, this mechanic was always actually built into the engine, I believe, and it was just never implemented, for things like swaying trees when helicopters fly by, and it was activated sometimes later, I believe, maybe just because it was glitchy, or maybe it was thought that PCs couldn't really handle it, or I don't know, maybe it was just inconvenient. Well, whatever. Unfortunately, prone, as I found, doesn't work entirely too well yet with this foliage right now, as you kind of clip through the ground a little bit on some surfaces. I'll be honest, I got a little seasick when I was, popping in and out of the ground when I went prone and was crowded on all sides by the damn leaves, man. I had so many weird flashbacks. It's not even funny. But, I gotta say, I like this map quite a lot. It's a whole lot of fun. It plays relatively well. It looks awesome, and by the way, the best part is it's free for every Battlefield player when it comes out. So, kudos to DICE. Oh, by the way, I know you'd all love to see the truck on this map and other maps be playable like it was in the single player campaign. Something you could drive around stuffed full of your squad of players in the back, no pun intended. But I think DICE actually did a good thing not making it drivable, because in multiplayer, because it would not work in, such a clusterfuck situation like Battlefield 4 and even this map, because something like maybe much slower like armor or something like that, but not here, because once a bad guy chooses to comes across a truck full of players, he could just hose down the whole thing in the back or stuff an RPG in the back and have himself a 6-man kill feed in one go. I mean, that thing would not offer any protection at all, so it probably wouldn't work well in such a fast-paced FPS as Battlefield 4. So, thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video, it helps my channel grow. Check out my other videos at the end of this one, and remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.